lesson 7 of chapter 3 of probability and statistics. Our topic today is more percentages and z-scores. Essential outcome for today is that you'll be able to find the z-score and the corresponding percentage. So, quick refresher from the last lesson. We have a normal distribution curve. We're trying to find the percent of observations below z equals negative 0.54. So if you remember, we then go into our table. We find negative 0.5, which is right here. We find 0.04, which is here. We find their intersection, and then that is our decimal, so we get 29.46%. That's what we learned in the last video. So let's do another one like that. Find the percent of observations above z equals 1.23. Remember, in the table they give you the percentages below, so there's something you need to do to find the percent of observations above. So we look for z equals 1.23, we find 1.2, 0.03, we get 0.8907, but because we want the percentage above, we subtract it from 1, and we get 10.93%. So we did both of those in the last lesson. However, sometimes they ask us to do something a little bit different. Sometimes they ask us questions like, find the percent of observations between 0.08 and 1.383. So we do 3 steps. First, we find the probability for 1.83, then the probability for 0.08, and we take the larger probability, which is going to be this 1.83, and we subtract the smaller probability from it. So first we go to our table, we find those values. Alright, 1.83 is right here, so that's 0.9664, we get that right there. 0.08 is right here, we get 0.5319, we put that in, and then because we just want to know what's in between those two, we subtract them, and the decimal that we get becomes our percent, 43.45%. And that's how we do it. So let's do one more like that. Find the percent of observations between negative 0.11 and negative 2.09. Remember, we find the probability of each. We take the larger probability, we subtract the smaller one from it. So let's find those probabilities. Negative 2.09, that's over here. That's that negative that 0.0183. Negative 0.11, that's right here. That's that 0.4562. We take the larger probability, we subtract the smaller probability, and we change it to a percent, 43.79%. So that's how we do it when we're finding something that's in between. We've talked about finding something greater, finding something less than, and finding something between. Just some refreshers on that. If they ask for something below, find the percent on table A. If they ask for something above, find the percent on table A and subtract from 1. If they ask for what's in between, find both percents on table A and subtract, go big minus the bigger probability minus the smaller probability. And if they ask you for the percentile, work backwards. Change the percent to a decimal and look for it in the middle of table A, not on the edges. And that's all I got for this lesson. Write your summary and questions. The essential outcome for today is that you will be able to find the z-score and the corresponding percentage.